January 23rd, 2025. This is session 1261 of the Omega Communications. Lani bringing you into the space again and welcoming you into the field where we share in the frequency patterns that we call consciousness rising into the quantum field of everything, quantum. So are you ready to identify yourself as your quantum self? And in this way, it's easy for us to gather within the Station of Light, coming into an aspect of it which is, we call the receiving state and receiving aspect of the station. Even though you are stationed on Earth, you are also stationed within the quantum field of consciousness. And this gathering space, known as the Station of Light, is of the quantum field of consciousness. There's no separation except in our own minds and how we interpret things. This is how we begin today in an expanded field of consciousness. You are drawn into this field of consciousness as if you were like individual threads of one central pattern, one central collective consciousness field, perhaps of light, perhaps as a void. You might think of it as moving through a portal into a vibrant dimension existing, and in this vibrant dimension, alive with frequency patterns, we are the collective consciousness addressing you using this voice pattern. You are familiar with this voice pattern. Again, it is a way for you to access the deeper aspects of your own consciousness field. When you gather as a collective, you are gathering in the quantum field of information patterns that already you are assimilating within your energy field, and you are able to assimilate that and activate it into the living experience you have within the field of the consciousness of the planet you are within. You are in one way reorganizing many of the disturbing patterns that you might be aware of, but many of the disturbing patterns had arisen in the consciousness field and the energy patterns of the planetoid well before your entrance into the current body form. You are continuing a facet of your purpose as a quantum consciousness being, and you are reforming the pattern of the planetoid. Perhaps you understand from this why the message is always put out to you to continue to connect to your very highest point of consciousness, the quantum field of your own origination state. It exists always. The separation, occurred simply as you entered within the remains of memory patterns of other civilizations. Some of those were interpreted through the pattern of the mental field as what you would call other life patterns, and some of those were interpreted as dreamlike states. So you see, essentially, you are here to continue the bringing in of the quantum field of consciousness through your essential quantum soul self, the centre of you. You are doing this. Maintain your connection always into that quantum field of your original soul, and therefore you will be continuing to activate different potential aspects that exist as part of that quantum field of your essential state of existence. You may observe many different patterns unfolding around you in the civilization. Always come back to identifying your particular connection to your quantum self. This helps you to identify patterns that are correctly attuned to the same collective consciousness field of the expansion of information patterns that have been created and have been creating the planetoid. As we are speaking these words, you may also be accessing other parts of your memory patterns and the energy of the memory patterns where you were using different forms of communication and perhaps communicating with different life forms which continue to exist around you, physically and energetically. We mention this so that images you may have been receiving through your quantum field may have been giving you certain messages and reminding you of the elemental aspects that are necessary to be absorbed through the natural growth patterns continuing within the energy sphere of the earth. And that includes not just surface, contact with surface, ground level perhaps you could say, but extending further out into the expanded energy field. Also, bringing these words into your memory patterns may rise up within you the experience of transportation methods utilised currently within the deep patterns of your memory. And these, in one way, are helping you to reconnect to the quantumness of you. We give you information patterns like this so that you are able to open up and move beyond the known field that you had been brought up through the continuation of formation of the civilization and what was considered to be the only way to achieve certain constructions or any way in teachings. As you open up and connect to your quantum self, you begin to see and understand and realize the energy field that you access brings in new forms of communication and creation. So this is part of your memory patterns. This is part of your energy field, your known energy field, which is constantly with you. So this is opening up This is expanding and raising your energy frequency, raising the vitality systems of you, expanding beyond what had been currently still present and evident around you in your life form or as your life form and the existing living patterns. So you are ready and you will be willing to understand more of this and accept the quantum field that you are accessing consciously. Already this is moving throughout many of your energy field systems. You, of course, we remind you, are a multidimensional being. And this was what you needed to receive in this state of reconnection. Lani speaking again, and I feel infused and immersed in a different energy field. The energy structure feels different. Are you aware of this? So already we have accepted the expanded field, which was introduced back into our memory pattern, reminding us. That's what they say. It's just remembering the quantum consciousness state of existence. Individually, of course, for you. So just as we were drawn in like threads into this station of light, we go back through those threads and we simply return ourselves into the life form. So it's not really an empty shell. It's filled with vitality. And it's now more powerfully presenting the presence of your soul self. The quantumness of you. So this was our presentation today, the immersion within the field of energy through the Omega Communications Portal. Focus back into the present moment as we understand what the present moment in the flowingness of time is. And of course you're bringing in that quantum consciousness field into the present moment. I love doing this. So express your loving, joyful, light self. Thank you.